Hi folks, and welcome to this Graphistry demonstration. In our last video, we showed you how to get data from Azure Data Explorer into a Graphistry plottable. In this video, we're going to show you some of the features we have once your data is visualized. So as you see, we have all of our nodes and edges plotted in this visualization. It's a fairly big graph, 20,000 nodes and 50,000 edges. What I like to do is start by hiding all the standalone nodes. That would be nodes that are not connected to any other node or just connected to themselves. This makes the graph a lot easier to work with, so we can focus on what's important. When we look at the graph, we can start by doing some settings changes. I like to switch down the opacity of the edges. This makes the nodes pop more, and I can make them a bit larger as well. So the first feature I'm going to show you is the data table. This should be fairly familiar for everyone. This is basically a pandas data frame where you can search for all of your columns and find values and see the node. The other feature is the time bar. Here we have a timestamp on the edge for when things happen. So I can look at this, I can zoom in, and I can see what happened. I can even turn on the play mode and let it run as a scenario. As our data set had a column called red where we had tagged the red team activity. I'm going to take this using our histogram and find the point and the columns red. So here you can see this is all the columns that have red equals 0. Clicking on that, I create a filter, and now I only get the ones where red equals 0. I'll turn that off for now. What we can do, we can start by setting a color. So I'll do this one. As you can see, our nodes are now a lot easier to see when we have our red team and our non-red team. Here we can then play around with the layout settings. I can make the hubs in our data set more separated. As you can see, our red team activity is not inside of the normal activity. We have some nodes in here. Most of the activity happens elsewhere. And we can see there's one central hub or node. So, and this one has 0 degrees in, so no one is connecting into that machine, but there's a lot of connections going out of this machine. So if I were to do an incident response or forensics investigation here, this would probably be a good starting point for any machine I want to know how the red team actually get into my system. So what we can do, we can take this and we can make a selection. So I'll grab any incoming and outgoing edges. I'll start by doing one hop. And if I want to, I can do one more hop. This grabs almost all of the graph. I can filter this. So we have reduced our data set from 20,000 nodes into 5. And if that's too big, we'll restart and we'll take the same node, grow the selection just once, and we'll filter on that. And then we can go into the data table. We have our data. We can download that and use it in a different tool.